In this video, we're going to go over the thrills and spills from match day 29. And speaking about thrills, let's talk about the most exciting game of the weekend. Manchester City versus Liverpool. A battle between two heavyweights, or at least for the last couple of years, that's what it's been. It really wasn't a battle of heavyweights. Manchester City was gracious enough to host them at the Etihad Stadium, and Pep Guardiola, before the game and everything, went on to say, any team, any given season can be having issues. The same type that Liverpool is going through right now. But he even said he doesn't lose respect for them at all as an opponent, and he still holds them up to the same high regard. Now, even with the respect and the same high regard, that did not stop Pep Guardiola and Manchester City from completely rolling over Liverpool 4-1 at home. Liverpool from the beginning, they seemed poised. They were looking for that attacking play. They were even making those extra runs. I mean, the first goal that they scored, set up by Jota for Salah, that was basically him there holding up play and Salah streaking down from the right side to come in and finish off that beautiful goal, banging in the top left-hand corner. From moments like that, I personally thought that this was going to be a lot better of a game. But after that first goal, enough time that you give Manchester City, and the party really started for them. And the host of this party was Jack Grealish. I mean, even from Manchester City's first goal, it was so beautiful. You know which goal I'm talking about? The one that got Pep Guardiola in trouble when he was celebrating. The one that started off from Mahrez coming down from the right, linking up, I think swinging it over to Gundogan, and then Gundogan went ahead and swept it over to Grealish, and Grealish finally swept it back over to Julian Alvarez in the middle of the box, and all he had to do was tap it in. That beautiful goal. Basically, from that moment on, Manchester City completely turned it on. Already leading up to that, they were doing their already effective possession play that they're already so good at. But the moment they started to get that confidence, forget about it. They really started to exploit Liverpool, and there was just nothing more that Liverpool can do. From that very moment on, they were just getting outclassed in every single part of the game. Attacking, defending, possession, you name it. And Manchester City was just head and shoulders above Liverpool. Now, one positive I will say for Liverpool from this showdown that they had is that I read a stat that for Salah, in the last 4 times that he's gone ahead and faced Manchester City, he's gone ahead and scored a goal in each one of those games, which against a tactician like Pep Guardiola that is accounting for someone like Salah to go ahead and score, and for him to still be able to come down and do it, just goes and shows the quality. Now, even though this match didn't live up to the hype of recent years, it's always great to see a Manchester City led team by Pep Guardiola duke it out with Liverpool. And one thing that I will add is that Manchester City went ahead and put 4 goals up against Liverpool with no Erling Haaland. He was watching from the stands as a fan due to like a groin injury that he had. It honestly just goes to show you the quality that Manchester City have. And for that exact reason is why Arsenal should be sleeping with one eye open because the race isn't over. And speaking about Arsenal, let's talk about Arsenal versus Leeds. Every match day for Arsenal is Judgment Day, seeing as every single match, every single time that they suit up is a direct challenge to their chances of securing a Premier League title, and teams are coming at them with everything. With Arsenal going ahead and playing after Manchester City, they were able to exhale to see what it was that their rivals in number 2 were going to do. But to be honest, with the performance that Arsenal went ahead and put up, I don't think it would have mattered anything about what Manchester City did. Arsenal showed up to play. They were the better team than Leeds United in every single category. Attacking play, defending, their midfield was brilliant. And the best part, Arsenal finds themselves top of the table after 29 games, chasing a Premier League title they haven't won since 2004. This fan base is thirsty, hungry, but on top of all of that, loyal and cannot wait for Arsenal to bring it home potentially. Even with the pressure of everything that's going on, Arsenal's players are still responding beautifully to this pressure and saying, bring it on. And against Leeds, that was no different. Going ahead and smashing them 4-1, they outclassed Leeds in every department, giving them a thrashing from the absolute start. And speaking about starts, we had Gabriel de Jesus back in the lineup. And if you love football, and that's news that you love hearing because you know Gabriel de Jesus plays this game with a smile on his face, and you can tell that he absolutely loves the game. He hadn't suited up for Arsenal since last year due to an injury that he was having. First game back, and he absolutely balls out, scoring 2 goals before being subbed off. And for an Arsenal fan, this is absolutely awesome because he goes ahead and joins the team in what's an absolutely pivotal moment for them in this title race, coming in and scoring the goals that are going to be needed to make sure that they keep their dominance within the Premier League and are able to snatch home this Premier League title. And speaking about the title, let's talk about 2 clubs that have absolutely no chance of winning it this year. Manchester United versus Newcastle United. Now, in this last matchup against them, Newcastle United gave Manchester a masterclass on how to use their head. And I'm not just saying that because the two goals that they scored that they beat them by came from headers. It was just because they went ahead and outclassed Manchester United in just about everything that there was in this game. Manchester United couldn't create good offense. Their defense looked shaky. Their midfield play, let's not even talk about that. And their strikers were just, I really don't know what was going on. Newcastle was outclassing him in everything except for goalie because that man, David De Gea, was absolutely possessed in this game. I know. He got 2 goals scored on him. But the amount of saves and heroics that he was giving Manchester United throughout this game, had the rest of the team came to play and came ready for the challenge of this physical Newcastle United team, I honestly believe they could have walked away with a victory. I don't want to take anything away from Newcastle United because we're not talking about a game that's like, oh, if Manchester would have just capitalized on this chance and this chance and this chance. It wasn't a game like that. Manchester United wasn't really getting this chance and this chance and this chance. They were just absolutely stale. With that being said, I honestly believe if they would have played up to their potential, like we've seen them play under ATH, how they played against Barcelona, they could have easily made use of this Newcastle United team and further solidified their spot in number 3. Now they find themselves in a very shaky position because now they've gone ahead and given that spot to Newcastle United, allowing them to have their Champions League chances threatened by a Spurs team as well, especially if this form by Manchester United continues. I mean, since the absolute thrashing that Liverpool gave them, the 7-0, they've just been on a steady decline. This team has not been wowing. Rashford, even himself, hasn't been impressive. The team just hasn't really been the same. Maybe their confidence is shaken. I don't know what it is, but you can tell that there's just moments of unsureness with this team right now. And this is rare for me to say, but Anthony Martial was the most exciting piece of this game for me. And talking about excitement, let's go ahead and move into Chelsea versus Aston Villa, or really the lack thereof. Chelsea hosts Aston Villa at home, Stamford Bridge. And wow, were Chelsea such gracious hosts. Gracious hosts to the point that they just slayed flat and allowed Aston Villa to completely roll them over and beat them 2-0. A historic feat, something that hasn't been done since like the early 2000s, I was seeing. Or actually, it could have been 2011. Regardless, the point is that it's been too long since something like that has happened. Hospitality doesn't get any better than that. Aston Villa, even though their season has been nothing to applaud for, went ahead and showed their quality against Chelsea by making it just hard enough for Chelsea, and Emi Martinez was really leading that charge because what he was doing from the goalkeeping position was just absolutely crazy. Now, mind you, it's not like Chelsea was sending him just complete rockets every single chance that they got, but this man found themselves at the end of every single ball, at the end of every single shot that Chelsea threw his way, and that's just respectable enough as it is. The heroics displayed throughout this game were perfect for Martinez because Chelsea did not look cohesive during this game. Too much was going wrong, and in my opinion, they just really weren't playing as a team. You couple the quality needed in the final third to go ahead and score those chances they were getting, plus the mistakes the back line was doing on the Chelsea side, and it makes for a perfect recipe to take an absolutely brutal and embarrassing loss at home to go ahead and knock Chelsea in to the lower half of the table. They're currently sitting at 11th place. What needs to change besides the obvious? Well, they already got their coach out of there, Graham Potter. See you later. It was good while it lasted. Not really. Chelsea's 11th right now. But besides that, I don't know what else needs to be shaken up. Does this team need more time to gel? And chemistry just needs to be built. And they need to be putting away these chances and to be more critical. Excited for the next match day.